Hello, Focus for Spirit. How you doing? Welcome to our reflections on life and its collateral damages. So today, one of these days where sometimes you don't have your stamina, you don't have your energy, you start to even wonder if the path you chose to take is the right one to take. And was reflecting about that because on these days, I started a project and obviously it's taking more time than expected. Obviously, life. So, and I wasn't the only one. We are many in that project, and the way I see it, and that's what I was explaining to the people who were more like out of breath, because I do a lot of sport. I used to do triathlons, and I wanted to do ultra marathon, but already for me to go from, I'm someone who do usually explosive short workout, meaning an hour and a half max. And when I started training for the Ironman, I learned what having to manage your energy, manage your strengths, manage everything meant, because it wasn't for an hour and a half. When you have to run 42 kilometers, you're not going to be running them like if you're going to go for a 5K. But because I had never trained any other way, for me it was always full throttle, max, let's go. And work, same thing. That's the way I was living my life. And I cannot say I will never more, but I've learned that sometimes you have to do like Ashi and just lay down like this and have fun and enjoy yourself. So basically, yeah, used to go full throttle. There was always a moment where I was just burned out, where I was depleted, and I had to charge again and keep on going. So it's for me very similar to life, which means, especially when you start a new project, you're full of energy, motivation, you've made your plan, you think it's going to happen like that, and then you're excited, and it doesn't happen like that. So the excitement might go like fluff, you lost it. And you start wondering, is it the right path? Should I keep on going? Maybe have to change something, or maybe not, or I don't know, and I'm tired, and the whole thing. So as I was saying, for me it's like ultra marathon. It's a sprint mixed with the ultra marathon. So the sprint is the beginning, and you do need that sprint. You do need that energy, so you push things, so you start things, and not just later, and you procrastinate because there's always a good reason not to do it right now, but to do it next week, tomorrow. You don't feel like it, or you're busy, or you're tired, or you whatever. So you just procrastinate. So yeah, I'm a firm believer that for the beginning, at least, you do need that sprint speed, which is let's go. And then you have to start to find a cruise pace, because otherwise you're going to burn out. So you're going to say, yeah, but that sprint, how long should it last? As long as you can sustain it. Because it might be 3 weeks, 8 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, it depends. But yeah, you have to push. You have to push hard at the beginning, because the motivation is there. So take the advantage and push. It's going to be easier taking that energy, that motivation, that you're not struggling yet, you're not tired yet. So you go full throttle, you go. And then at some point it's like, woof, I'm starting to get tired. So okay, you reduce the pace, but you don't stop. You just reduce it. Why? Because now it's a long run, and you have to be able to maintain the pace. You don't need to be that fast anymore. Maybe there will be some distance where you're going to start again sprinting, because you're going to have a deadline, you're going to need to be fast. But it's important to maintain a certain pace, and it's important to take care of yourself. Just like when you're going to run a long distance, you have to have the right shoes. You have to know that when something starts to hurt, maybe you have to just reduce the pace, so that you're not going to get injured, and you're going to be able to finish the competition. So it's really about that. It's not about all or nothing. When we start a new project, we have projections, and most of the time we give ourselves deadline that partially may have a base in something real, but very often it's more what we say, that this has to be the deadline, it's going to be like that, and so on. And when the deadline is not happening, and not because we procrastinate, but because the result that we get in the energy we invest is not the one we expected, then we might be like, yeah, well, no, then that's not for me because it's not working, because it should have been like that. And that's also where the art of adaptation is extremely important. You need to adapt. You need to be flexible. You need to be able to have a backup plan when things are not happening the way you want them to happen, or where, okay, you did everything, you tried to not get depleted, and now you depleted and you can't just go that extra mile, that extra kilometer. It's like, I can't anymore. Stop there. Okay, stop. Breathe. Regroup yourself. Refocus. And decide on what's your next step's gonna be. But don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Because if you quit, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. If you leave the venture to its end, to your end, because maybe at some point you're gonna have to quit, but that should be because you really use all your resource, you really did everything, and it didn't work. But don't quit because at the first tryout, it's not okay, it's not working, it's not the result you wanted. You just stop, you breathe deeply, you regroup, you refocus, and then you stand up and you do one more step, and then one more, and then one more. And then sometimes that step is the only thing you have to focus on, because that's the only thing you can focus on. So focus on that step, just that one, and then focus on the next one, and then on the next one. Don't think about all the distance that you have to run. Don't think about where all the things you have to do to reach what you want to reach. Just focus on right now, on that step, on the next step, one step at a time. And then when you are regrouped, when you got your energy back, you start running again. And then if you can, you're going to run faster. And then sometimes you're going to have to slow down. And then sometimes you're going to have to go left. And then sometimes you're going to have to go right. So be open. Be open to all these changes. Be open to all these obstacles that you're going to meet on the way. But they're not real obstacles. They're just experiences. It's like a riddle, and you have to find out the answer. And once you find the answer, you get to the next level. So, I want to invite you, when the times get tough and it's like, gosh, I can't anymore. Yes, you can. You pause, you stop, maybe one day, maybe 2 days, maybe 1 hour. You breathe deeply, you look around you, you regroup, you refocus, and then you do one more step. You stand up and you do one more step. Nothing more than that step. And once you do that step, the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. And someday you won't know why, but you will have crossed the finish line. And you'll be so happy that you're going to think that it was worth it. So, regroup, refocus. See you soon. Ciao.